Education Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Having come to the end of our discussion on public corporations, we would go straight away into the part 3 of public administration, which is the local governments. Today, we all know about local governments. We've been hearing about many local governments around our vicinity and even our state here in Abia. We have Umuahia South, Umuahia North, Aba South, Aba North, Ugunabo, and other several local governments. Remember that we have 17 local governments in Abia State. And then in Nigeria as a whole, we have 774 local governments. So we are going to look into the concept of local governments, know their powers, reasons why they were created, and also the functions which they do, their sources of making money, and also how they are controlled and their problems. So we will continue by having a definition of local government. Local government may be defined as a government established through an act at the local level and to deal with specific matters as it affects them. The essence of local government creation is to involve local participation in the affairs of the country. As the local governments bring the realms of politics down to the grassroots. Most modern states and governments embrace 3 or 2 tiers of government. For example, central, states, and local governments, as we have in Nigeria. The powers of governments and administration are therefore made relevant at the local level. Therefore, local governments are created through a document called instrument, in quotes. They are created like corporate bodies because they have legal existence. Thus, they could be sued and they can also sue. Powers of the local government. The legislative arm of the local government is involved in making of bylaws. The essence and effect of these laws are only felt within the local government's concern. Number 2, they can punish those who violate the laws made. They are tried in customary courts within the setup. Number 3, local governments can impose levy on the people for some specific purposes. Reasons for the creation of local governments. Number 1, local government was created to bring government nearer to the people. This is done so that those at the grassroots will take part in government. This system is good for a large country like Nigeria. Number 2, to provide local participation so that opportunities will be there for local people to participate in the politics of their country. Number 3, to also provide for even development. Creation of local governments provided the avenue for even development of all parts of the country. Number 4, to cater for the diverse interests of the local people. Hence, the interests of the local people differ, and to cater for these interests was the creation of the local government. Number 5, local government acts as agents of central and state governments in the policy implementation. Example, maintenance of law and order. Number 6, local government was created in order to provide employment at the local level. Number 7, local government also was created to complement the efforts of the central and state governments in the provision of essential services to the local populace. These and many others are the reasons for the creation of the local government. What are the functions of local government? Number 1, local government provide health centers. This is done for the people at the grassroots. For example, the local government provide and maintain maternity centers, dispensaries, etc. Also, they provide water by constructing boreholes, wells, overhead tanks for the people. Local governments are also involved in naming of streets and roads. They also number houses. Today we see that we have so many streets. We have Azikiwe Road. We have Otuka Bypass. We have many of them. These streets are named by the local government. This is one of the functions which they do. Number 4, local government can establish, maintain and regulate slaughterhouses, markets, motor parks, and public convenience. Number 5, they can also construct new feeder roads and the maintenance of roads under their jurisdiction. Local governments also collect rates, taxes, radio, and television licenses. Number 7, local governments are also involved in birth registration, death registrations, and marriages in their areas of authority. These are some of the functions of the local government. We now go into the sources of revenue for local government. How do local governments make money? From where do they get their funding? Does money fall from heaven for them to use? If no, where and where do they derive their revenue for running their government? Number 1, allocation from the federation account. Local governments receive the bulk of their money from the allocation from the federation account. Number 2, local governments also receive special grants from both the central and state governments. However, remember that in most cases, these grants are for specific projects. Number 3, they also generate funds through imposition of levy on the people. These levies may be for a special project meant to improve the welfare of the people. Number 4, they also generate revenue through collection of rates on radio and television, market shops, motor parks, etc. Number 5, in recent times, some local governments are also involved in commercial ventures like transportation, recreational centers, etc. For example, today we have a transport company that is called Onitsha South. This Onitsha South is a company that is owned by Onitsha South local government. So this is a way of commercial venture, and this is a way of generating revenue for local government. How is the local government controlled? Which takes us to the control of local government. Number 1, the state or central government has the power to dissolve any local government. When this happens, the chairman and councillors should then vacate their offices on dissolution of the council. Number 2, any loan to be taken by local government from any financial institution must get the approval of the state government. Number 3, auditors should be appointed by either the state or central government to audit the finances of the local government. Number 4, the State House of Assembly can also ask a local government to perform certain specific functions, and by this way too they can control the local government. Number 5, the National Assembly through the central government can at any time decide to amend the laws establishing local governments. These are some of the ways by which the local government is controlled. Problems of local governments. Number 1, shortage of trained personnel. Acute shortage of trained and experienced personnel affect the efficiency of local government. Number 2, most local governments do not have enough funds with which to operate. They have enormous responsibilities before them, but they lack the fund. So acute shortage of fund is also a problem of local government. Number 3, political interference. Governments have at different times interfered with the activities of local government, and this has been a problem to local governments. Number 4, bribery and corruption. Some officials demand and even take bribe before performing their official functions. Also, some local government leaders have siphoned the monies which have been made to do some projects for the local government into their personal pockets. This also is a problem to local governments. Number 5, some local government officials use their positions to give undue favor to their friends, mostly in the award of contracts. Number 6, most local governments are victimized politically and frustrated, especially if they are not in the good books of the ruling political party. Number 7, low incentive has been a problem to local government. The incentive to work is low, leading to poor attitude of local government staff. Today we see that every day local government staff complain that they've not been paid salaries. At times the government owes them salaries for 3 months, 4 months without payment. This demoralizes them and also leads to unproductivity in their work schedules. So it has been a problem to the local governments. Having come to this point, having examined local government's problems, we have come to the end of our discussion on public administration. Remember that we classified public administration into 3 parts. The first part, as we made mention, is the civil service. The second one is the public corporations, and then the third one is the local government.